The evening was quiet, almost too quiet, as we sat in the warm glow of the dining room. It was a small gathering, just close family, though my daughter was absent, busy with last-minute wedding preparations. The air carried the scent of home-cooked food, and I sipped my wine, letting the warmth settle in my chest. Across the table, Claire's phone buzzed. She reached for it quickly, her fingers tightening around it as her face tensed. Her eyes darted toward me before she turned the screen face down. A chill ran down my spine. Something was wrong. "Is everything all right?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Yeah, just work," she replied too quickly. The way she avoided my gaze, the way she clenched her jaw, it was more than work. But I swallowed the unease. We were divorced, after all. Why should it matter? Still, the feeling clung to me, a shadow I couldn't shake. Days passed, but the tension remained, gnawing at the edges of my mind. Then, by pure accident, I saw the message. Just a simple text. But simple things can hold devastating truths. "I miss you. I'll be with you tonight. Don't forget the ring." The words blurred as my pulse pounded in my ears. This wasn't from her husband, Mike. This was from someone else. Someone whose name I would come to know all too well. 1,000 questions flooded my mind. How long? How had she hidden this from me? From our daughter, Emily? The weight of betrayal settled deep in my chest, a stone dragging me down. The confrontation wasn't planned, but it was inevitable. "You think I don't know?" I asked, my voice sharp with disbelief. "You think I didn't see the signs, Claire?" She froze. Then, with a nervous laugh, she waved it off. "You're overreacting. It's nothing. Nothing." The word hit me like a slap. Nothing. I stepped closer, my heart hammering. "Who is he, Claire? Who are you lying to now?" She hesitated. Then, finally, she spoke a name I had never heard before. But the name didn't matter as much as the truth behind it. She had been unfaithful, not just in recent years but long before, spinning a web of deception while maintaining the illusion of a perfect family. The room blurred as anger surged through me. "Why?" My voice cracked, raw with emotion. "Why him? Why like this?" Mike stood frozen in the doorway, his face ashen. He had no idea how deep this ran. He had no idea that he, too, had been left in the dark. Then, as if summoned by my fury, her lover arrived. "Jake." He stood there, smug and unaffected, as if the ruin of a family meant nothing. As if he had won. I didn't think, I acted. The vase in my hand shattered against the floor, its fragments scattering like the pieces of my broken trust. But destruction alone wasn't enough. No, I wanted more. Revenge wasn't an impulse. It was a slow burn. A carefully constructed masterpiece. I started with Mike. The stable, dependable man. But stability is built on secrets. And I knew where to dig. One call to his boss, and his illicit gambling was exposed. Within days, he was fired, his reputation shattered. Claire, she had always relied on charm to shield her from consequences. But charm couldn't save her now. I ensured her affair with Jake became public knowledge. Friends, family, even Emily. There was no escaping it. And Jake. He learned the price of taking what didn't belong to him. His job, gone. His social circle, gone. His future, destroyed. The day of Emily's wedding arrived, a day that should have been filled with nothing but joy. But I wasn't there to celebrate. I was there for the reckoning. Claire stood at the reception, raising a glass, her voice trembling with emotion. But before she could continue, I stood. "Claire," I said, my voice cutting through the murmurs. "Before you continue, I have something to say." The room fell silent. Then, with deliberate calm, I laid it bare. The affair. The lies. The betrayal. Every single detail. But I wasn't finished. I turned to Mike, watching the color drain from his face. "Oh, and by the way," I added, "you're not Emily's real father." The silence that followed was absolute. Emily's face paled. She turned to Claire, her voice breaking. "You lied to me my whole life." The devastation in her eyes was the final blow. Claire, Mike, Jake, each of them left in ruins, their carefully constructed lives collapsing around them. Justice had been served. But as I stood there, watching the aftermath of my own revenge, I felt something else, something hollow. Betrayal changes a person. It either breaks them or makes them stronger. I had chosen to be strong. But at what cost?